Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Thank God. Tuesday. I don't know why, I just love Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday are my favorite days. And Sunday. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that's it. So, alright, for the Modern Magic study, I see a lot of you already have it, which is really awesome, really cool. So, I know that we are all familiar with the relaxation ritual, and I'm pretty sure we all have journals now. Magical diaries, journals, grimoires, whatever you want to call it, book of shadows. And I'm pretty sure that we all know how to record our dreams. So, I have not done the tarot yet, the tarot contemplation ritual. I plan on doing that today. I plan on doing pulling out all the minor or the major arcana cards and doing exactly what the book says for the tarot contemplation ritual, which obviously is going to help within this entire study course. So, the next lesson is lesson 1, or lesson 2. And I did blog this already this morning, so this is just so everybody can actually hear it if you don't have the book. So again, Modern Magic by Donald Michael Craig. Very good book. So, lesson 2. It is already journaled. It's on LiveJournal. It's on my Facebook page. It's on Twitter. So, it's everywhere now. So, alright. So, lesson 2, part 1. So, this is just the banishing, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, which is very, very good. So, part 1. In this part, you will receive exact instructions for performing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Before going on in this lesson, go back and review part 3 of lesson 1. Be sure that you are totally familiar with all of the ideas in that section before proceeding to this section. So we have to go back to part 3 of lesson 1. Where's part 3? If it's even in there. Alright, lesson 1. I think part 3. Where's part 3? I don't like the way this is set up. It's set up just like my own book. Oh, here's part 2. It is exactly set up just like my own book. That's very strange. Alright. Well, where the hell is part 3? Honestly, I don't know where part 3 is. Okay. Alright, so here's part 3 in lesson 1. So this is, I'll just read the part 3 to you guys so you guys understand where we're going. And if you don't have the book, so part 3 in Modern Magic, the high magical art is by nature different from certain aspects of other so-called primitive forms of magic, as practiced by those involved in witchcraft, Wicca, voodoo, brujeria, etc. The word primitive is not meant to insult followers of those or similar traditions, any more than calling somebody such as Grandma Moses a primitive artist is insulting. Rather, it infers older styles and simpler ways. Many people I know who are involved in Wicca and witchcraft are proud that their tradition is both old and simple. Wicca is not old. Sorry. So, but the very simplicity of these styles of magic has led to numerous books of spells and incantations designed for the masses, which are, to a large extent, useless. So, the number of such books directly related to the Kabbalistic ceremonial art, magical art, are small in number. One of the big differences is that for many of the primitive techniques, all that seems to be necessary is saying a brief incantation and the ritual manipulation of a few objects, burning a candle, making a voodoo veve, and so forth. Sometimes the spells become mutilated over time, so that the meanings of the original words become lost and the spells become nothing but sounds without any sense. I have noticed that big time. So although this has also happened to some extent with ceremonial magic, a true magician always knows that the exact meaning of every word and action of a ritual. This is why so much training, study, and practice goes into the making of a magician. So, the actual instructions for doing the next ritual, which you will learn, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, will be given in the next lesson. Now, at this point, there are probably some of you reading this who are groaning and thinking, but I learned that ritual years ago, besides it's so simple. Well, if you think it is simple, you've never done it correctly, and with full knowledge of the ritual. It is a basic ritual, but it is not simple. It is short and easy to memorize, but not simple. So according to my dictionary, the word basic means something which forms a base, like a basic ingredient, something that is fundamental. I love the way this guy talks. I cannot overstress the fundamental nature of this ritual, and how its practice will change your life and improve your psychic and magical abilities. I have been doing it at least once daily for almost 10 years, and I have no desire to stop. It is a basic, short ritual that is necessary to your development as a true ceremonial magician. I like that. I love that he is just to the point, no bullshit, nothing at all. I think it's hilarious. I love it. You are one amazing dude. So, there are 3 reasons for doing this ritual. The most important, yet most ethereal, is to know yourself. You will learn if you have the strength of will to stick to doing a ritual of this sort on a daily basis. You will develop a different feeling about yourself and your relationship to others and the world around you. It will affect you in many positive but subtle ways. Positive but subtle. So secondly, it will expand your aura. This will cause others to like you and respect you more and come to you for comfort. You will realize that it is occurring when people start asking you questions like, is that a new dress? Did you lose some weight? Did you get your hair cut? Or even though the dress was old, your hair is the same and you haven't lost an ounce. Most people can subconsciously detect the aura and will not be able to detect such a change in you, and will be able to detect such a change in you. That's awesome. But they do not know that it is the aura which has been changed. So they have to come up with something that they are familiar with, something on the physical, something that they are familiar with, something on the physical plane, such as your hair, clothes, or height, weight. As your aura expands and brightens, you will also find yourself becoming stronger spiritually and psychologically than you have been before. So I think this is very good for all of us. So thirdly, this ritual, LBRP for short, will remove from your immediate area, banish, any unwanted influences. This includes physical influences and non-physical ones. My crows. So it includes non-physical ones and physical ones, including astral and elemental forces. This is one of the greatest defense against psychic attacks ever. The more you practice the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, the more safe, the more at peace you will become. The attitude you adopt when you perform this ritual is important. People working with computers say garbage in, garbage out. Similarly, you will get out of the ritual exactly what you put into it. Go into this ritual with angry, and you will come out of it feeling angrier. You should assume an attitude of beauty and joy. Doing the relaxation ritual immediately before the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram will aid you in achieving the desired state of consciousness. I like that. So, you should be very positive, sure that when you call on the archangels, they will be there. Sure that the pentagrams are really there. Positive that you are doing the very best you possibly can. However, you should not lust for results. Focus on the ritual, not what you expect the result of the ritual to be. If you perform the ritual with complete concentration, you will be successful. So, if you concentrate on something else, such as what you are to expect or experience, or what you expected as a result of the ritual, you will divide your energies and the ritual will decrease its effectiveness. So focus on doing the ritual at hand. Always focus on that. So when you perform the ritual, you must understand that you are no longer in your house or apartment or building, nor are you merely outdoors. Rather, you are in the temple of the gods. I like that. You are also in the presence of divinity. Wherever you are, when you do this ritual, the area becomes a holy place, and you should treat it as such. Also remember that you are a beginner, a student, a magician in training. You are not a high-ranking magus or wizard, therefore be modest, especially in the presence of the divine. There are several physical things which you may want to use when you perform the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. However, there is only one thing which you must have, and that is a place where you can be alone and undisturbed. So to do this ritual requires no more than 10 minutes, and once it is memorized, even less time is necessary. So it makes it even easier. But still, focus and intention. Make sure you will not be disturbed for this brief length of time. This ritual is not meant for the public eyes. So second, it is traditional to have an altar. This can be a small table covered with a black cloth or the traditional double cube. So if you take like milk carton crates, stack them one on top of the other. There you go. A good size for the traditional altar is 36 by high by 18 by wide. 36 by 18 wide by 18 deep. This way you should have an altar that is like two 18 square cubes on top of one another. And that's as above, so below. It also represents the earth plane because the number of sides of this altar, which are external, top, bottom, the four sides, and the upper cube, and the four sides of the lower equals 10, the number of the earth according to the Kabbalah. So, and it's funny, I used to always put my altars on those blocks. I never knew why I did it, now I do. So, this person says, I made my altar in a very easy way at an unfurnished wood store. They sell cubes of pressboard, it's also known as chipboard, that are 18 by 18 and have one side open. This person says, I simply nailed the two cubes together and added a piece of 18 by 36 plywood, half an inch thick, to cover the open sides of the cubes. Upon adding several coats of paint, even with a sealer coat, this type of wood seems to drink up paint. This will drink up paint big time. And some wheels to make the altar movable. And I was finished. Traditionally, the altar is painted black to represent the fact that we are far from true spiritual light, which comes from above, even though it is from here that we must begin our starry climb. My first altar, however, was painted white and had on it a beautiful figure of the Tree of Life, and also the protective pentagram of Solomon from the Book of the Goshea. If you decide to make an altar which is not the traditional black double cube, carefully consider the meaning of any symbolism, including color, which you wish to use. I already know my altars. What they represent, what they mean, the 3 tiers, all of it. So, alright. So third, candles are far much better than electric light for ritual work, obviously. We all like candles better. You should have 1 candle for the altar and maybe a few more for the room if you are doing the ritual inside. At this time, use white candles that can represent the purity, white, or spiritual energy, fire. So incense is also a nice touch and always adds to ritual work. Incense is said to represent prayers going up to God. At this point, the type of incense is not important. Merely find a scent that you like and use it. So, there are 4 traditional tools or weapons used by ceremonial magicians. Details of their construction will be given in later chapters. These tools are the wand, the cup, the dagger, and the pentacle. You could also use a paper cup to represent the elemental water, salt, instead of pentacle, to represent elemental earth, a match instead of a wand to represent elemental fire, and a feather instead of a dagger to represent the elemental air. So, have a symbol for each of the elements on the altar, or have none of them. You should not have an imbalance in the energies that the tools represent. If you do have the weapons, the air symbol should be on the eastern part of the altar, the fire symbol on the south, the water symbol on the west, and the earth symbol to the north. If you have the tools, they should be wrapped in a piece of silk or cotton when they are not being used. The wand in red, the chalice in blue, the dagger in yellow, and the pentacle in black. All my altars are always in use, so I will never cover them, ever. So sleight of hand magicians' supply shops usually have silk handkerchiefs available in these and other colors and shades. You may also wish to use a bell. You don't have to. This can be used for marking the beginning and the end of the ritual. I like my Tibetan singing bowl. That works amazing. Okay, where did I go? As well as marking off various sections of more complex ceremonies. So another item to have is proper clothes. Whereas some spiritual traditions use ritual nudity, ceremonial magic has always used special clothes. Traditionally, this is a black or white Tao robe, so called because when you hold your arms out to the side, it looks like the Greek letter Tau. It is similar to the type of robes worn by people in choirs or angels in films. However, a robe is not necessary. The purpose of putting on a robe is to physically show both your conscious and subconscious that you are no longer in your daily dress. It strongly shows that you are about to do something very special and spiritual. If you do not have access to things needed to obtain a robe, simply go through your closet and find some clothes that you have not worn in a long time, or buy some new clothes. Wash them thoroughly. Now only wear these clothes when you are going to do ritual work, and never for any other reason wear them. So, I have specific clothes. I do plan on making a robe one day. I don't know when, but I will make one. I had one. I had many, and I just got rid of them over time. Sold them, I think. I don't know. So, where did I go? Okay, so thus, even though they are ordinary clothes, they become something magical. And you will know that when you put them on, you're going to do something special. So the Tao robe, here's the Tao robe. That is just your basic if you want to make one. I could really, if I had the time, do it. I might do it, actually. So, okay, the Tao robe. I want to make something very clear to you. You must not wait until you have all of your tools to start working on the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. You should start on it as soon as you begin studying it in the next lesson. I am giving you some instructions on the tools you may wish to have so that you can start to gather them now. But once you get into the instruction on how to do the ritual, begin practicing it immediately. The only thing you need to perform this ritual is space, to be alone, and undisturbed. This can be obtained by locking yourself in a bathroom, if need be. Everything that this guy says in his book reminds me of what is in my book. Alright, and remember, the more you practice the ritual, the better at it you will be. In the LBRP, you will be making large 5-pointed star pentagrams in the air in a specific way. Your left hand should remain at your side. If you have a knife, not the air knife, use another dagger for the LBRP. Hold it in your right hand. If not, make a fist and point with the extended first finger. Point outside your left hip. Draw a line above your head, and then move the blade to the side of your hip, to the outside of your right hip. Next, move your blade so that it is outside your left shoulder, then horizontally across so that it is outside your right shoulder. Finally, move it back to the left hip, ending exactly where you began. Your finger or the tip of the knife should always be pointing forward, away from you. And this is the Banishing Earth Pentagram. So you will start here. So you are going to make your fist, extend one finger out, or use your dagger. You're going to go up. You're going to go down, across, over. Boom. We're back at where we started. So that is the Earth Banishing Pentagram. So that is how you start that. So when you draw the pentagram, when you draw the pentagrams, you should visualize them as being a very bright and pure blue. It is the same color as you can see in an electric spark, the flame of a gas stove, or when a small dish of lighter fluid, sorry, that was funny, inside joke, or alcohol is set ablaze. If you cannot visualize so well that you can actually see the pentagram in flame as you draw it, simply know beyond all doubt that if you had better developed psychic vision, you would be able to see it. Know that it is there. See the flame, follow the tip of your blade or finger as you draw the pentagrams in the air, and know the flame is there. Although an overview of this book is a good idea, when you get into actually doing the work, practice the rituals given so far and study the material for 1 month before going on to the next lesson. So, a review gives you a review for lesson 1. So this would be the review. The following questions are designed to help you determine if you have mastered the information in lesson 1. Please try to answer them without looking at the text. The answers are in the appendix 2. So, our first question is, what are the 4 things that can occur when you dream? 2. What is your personal secret magical text? 3. Why should you read other books on the Kabbalah or magic? 4. How does author Arthur C. Clarke compare magic and technology? 5. Define white magic, black magic, and gray magic. 6. How can you avoid accidentally doing black magic? 7. What is the earliest mention of the tarot in history? 8. What is the difference between divination and fortune-telling? 9. Give 3 reasons for doing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. So, the following questions only you can answer. 1. Are you keeping dream and ritual diaries? 2. Are you doing the relaxation ritual regularly? 3. Are you working with the tarot? 4. Why do you want to study magic? 5. Do you think that you really understand this lesson? So, we have went back and we have reviewed part 3 of the High Magical Arts. So, here is the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. So, we went back and we reviewed part 3 of lesson 1. So, I'm ready. Are you guys? So, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Preliminaries. Alright. So, start by going to your area where you will do the ritual. If you have an altar as described in the last lesson, put it in the exact center of your area to be totally complete. You may wish to take a ritual cleansing bath before the ritual. This type of bath is not intended to merely take off the dirt of your skin, rather it cleans negativity. And the cares of the day from your spirits. So first take a shower to get the dirt off, then run a warm bath. Be sure to put in some bath salts or Epsom salts with some nicely scented oil or perfume added. Then get in it and just soak for a few minutes. Feel all your cares, worries, and negativity going into the water. Now, pull the plug and let the water drain while you stay in the water. As the water slowly drains, you will feel all the negative things which were troubling you go down with the water. After all the water has drained out of the tub, get out and dry yourself with a clean, fresh towel. Finally, put on your robe or special magical clothes. So, that's the how to prepare for this. So, if you have them, put the 4 tools, which represent the magical elements, on top of the altar or table, chair, or floor. Remember, have all of them present, or use none of them. Put the major arcana cards in a pile on top of the altar too. Bring a chair into your area so that you can sit. As you can see in the diagram below, you should be facing the east. If you have candles, light them and turn out any electric lights you have burning, of course. If it is daylight, you will want to pull the drapes or close the curtains, etc. Your goal should be to have the room lit only by candles. Light any incense you wish to burn at this time. So here's the diagram. This has all been blogged. For you guys. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. There, that looks a little better. Tiny better. So yes, that was the diagram. So, now, sit in the chair facing east. That would be east. My altar is kind of in the east-west area, I don't know. So, yeah, sit in your chair facing east, which would be that way. You do the relaxation ritual. Now stand still, facing the east. Take your dagger, not the air dagger, in your right hand, or point with your fingers as described in the last lesson. Know that you are in the presence of God. The ritual has begun. So, part 1, the Kabbalistic cross. I'm only gonna go into this part, and then I will go into the other part in the next video. Step 1, visualize yourself getting larger and larger, taller and taller until you tower above the room you are in. Alice in Wonderland. Continue this growing visualization until the city you live in is small beneath your feet. See the continent as tiny compared to your majestic body. Now even the earth is small beneath your feet. However, no matter how small the earth is, it is still firm and solid beneath your feet, anchoring you to the ground. You will not float away. Next, visualize yourself growing so large that the planets of our solar system are like tiny toy rubber balls spinning near your feet. Soon they are too small to even see, as even the Milky Way galaxy becomes a small dot of light at your feet. Now, visualize a dot of light coming from somewhere far above your head. Now that this is only a tiny bit of the light from this source. And if you saw the full brightness of this light, you would immediately be blinded and quite possibly go insane. This pulsating light just above your head. It is 9 inches in diameter, about the size of a dinner plate. It is brighter than 10,000 suns, but still only a tiny portion of the source of this divine, spiritual, white light. I think there's a little error. WNIT. White light. Point to that sphere above your head with your dagger or your finger and bring it down by pointing to your forehead, just above and between the eyes. Next, visualize this brilliance filling your head with divine light. While pointing to your forehead, vibrate Ata. So you're going to vibrate. And that syllable, it's a bold-faced syllable, and it denotes emphasis. So you're going to Ata. You're going to intone that, vibrate that. So, alright. Step 2. Bringing the dagger, the point of the dagger, or your finger, firmly down your body until you are pointing to the ground. Your hand with the blade should be covering your groin. As you do this, visualize the light in your head coming down along with the blade, or finger, down through your body and beyond your feet, down to eternity. Vibrate. Malkut. Malkut. Step 3. Now bring the blade up to your right shoulder or your finger. As you do this, visualize the beam of white light running down the center of your body. Form a beam from the heart area out of your right. Pass the blade at your right shoulder. See this beam of light extend to the universe and beyond. Focus on this beam and vibrate. Vigbura. I think I said that right. Vigbura. 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 I think I said that right. So, step 4. Move the point of the blade horizontally to your left shoulder. As you do this, visualize the beam of white light now extending through the infinite space to your left. As you focus on this beam of white light, vibrate Vigudla. 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 I think I said that right. Step 5, clasp your hands at your chest as if you're praying. If you are using a dagger, the point should be up, not pointing away from you, nor to the sides or down. Visualize within your chest, at the point covered by your folded hands, so that'd be about right here, a brilliant golden glow. Vibrate. Leo Lam Amen. Leo La Amen. Lia Olamen. You can actually feel it vibrating, and it feels very cool. Okay, the meaning of the first part of the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram is as follows. Atah means thine in Hebrew. So Atah means thine. And this is also the Banishing Ritual, the Luciferian Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. So you can either do either one. Either one. But I'm going to stick to this one. So, the visualization given above, along with the proper pointing of the dagger or finger, is for the purpose of indicating that you are linking your higher self with the divine. Malkut means kingdom, and according to the Kabbalah, refers to the earth. So we are aligning ourselves with the heavens, with the cosmos, with the gods. We are in the temple of the gods. So, that is why you should be pointing down. Gub Ra means and the power, while Gidu La means and the glory. Leo Lam means forever, and Amen means of course, Amen. But you will learn the secret meaning of the word Amen in a later lesson. I'm curious. Thus, the first part of this ritual translates as, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Does this sound familiar? It should. It is part of the Lord's Prayer. And although this was added to the original text of the prayer, as it appears in the Gospels, it does seem to prove that at least some of the early Christians knew the secrets of the Kabbalah. They all did. They all knew. And they just burned the books. They did. They literally burned the books. So, that's awesome. So, alright. Several of the words used here refer directly to the symbol of primary import in the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. There are many variations of this part of the ritual. The Golden Dawn in step 2 above pointed to the chest. Thelemites, whatever, however you say that word. Those who follow the teachings of Aleister Crowley point to the chest between step 1 and 2 above and vibrate the name Aiwass as point. Aiwass, Crowley believed, was the name of Crowley's holy guardian angel, and was an extraterrestrial intelligence. Alexander's found the Alexandrian system of Wicca at step 1 above vibrates Kether, and then step 2 points to the stomach instead of Ahem. Some people prefer or Agum, or even a combination such as Aum. Very strange words, but you have to vibrate them. You have to say them. So as a final note to this section, if you have not figured it out as of yet, what you have done is to visualize yourself as the center of the universe, with only the divine light coming through you. You may wish to remain in this position for a few minutes just to feel its power. So, right, that is the very first part of the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. So, part 2 will be the formulating of the pentagrams. I actually tried to read a little bit of that last night. It made me feel a little crazy. I felt a little crazy. And it just I just said, screw it. I'm gonna just not do that right now. Because it seriously just bugged the hell out of me. I don't know why. If you guys want it on YouTube, or not on YouTube, but on Twitter, I have a book burning ritual that I did yesterday for the spring equinox. It literally, I felt like I released just a giant burden off of me. And it feels amazing now. Everything feels so amazing. It was an amazing day yesterday. Right after therapy, it was great. It was great. And it's funny, I was talking to my therapist really quick before I read a few little excerpts from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. She asked me what I was in, what I was doing. It's been quite a few months, 4 months since we've, talked, and she asked how I was doing, and I told her I was doing pretty lousy. I'm going to be completely honest with her. I love my therapist, Betty White. Not Betty White, but just Betty White. God love her. She goes, so what are you interested in these days? Are you still, doing your the Ouija, and are you still doing cards? And I told her, yeah, that's still very prevalent in my life. That is my path. I told her that I was reading the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. She goes, oh, you mean the lost teachings of Jesus? I said, what? So she printed me out. I can't show you guys legally. I can't show you what she gave me, but everything that she printed out for me was in accordance with what Thoth teaches, only in the words of Jesus. So she is convinced that Thoth is Jesus, and she's very Christian, and I'm not. So there's something going on that's incredibly amazing. But aside that was incredible time. Everybody should have a therapist. So, excuse me. So, okay, the key to above and below. I finished the last key last night, and holy crap, it is incredible. It is seriously incredible. Alright, so this is just a few excerpts from the Emerald Tablets. What the lords have to say to Thoth. He's questioning and asking. And this is what the lords had to say. Ye as a child had not the knowledge that came to ye when ye became a man. Compare ye the cycles to man in his journey from birth unto death. And see in the cycle below thee the child with the knowledge he has, and see ye yourself as the child grown older, advancing in knowledge as time passes on. See ye, we also, the child grown to manhood, with the knowledge and wisdom that comes with the years. So also, O Thoth, are the cycles of consciousness, children in different stages of growth, yet all from the one source, the wisdom, and all to the wisdom returning again. That, chills. This is just amazing. I can't. People that are experiencing Thoth with me know exactly how I'm feeling, and it's crazy. So, alright. Okay. O Thoth, long have we set in a menti, guarding the flame of life in the halls. Yet know we are still part of our cycles, with our vision reaching unto them and beyond. Know we that of all, capital ALL. Nothing else matters, excepting the growth we can gain with our soul. Know we the flesh is fleeting. The things men count great are nothing to us. The things we seek are not of the body, but are only the perfected state of the soul. When ye as men can learn that nothing but progress of soul can count in the end, then truly ye are free from all bondages, free to work in a harmony of law. And what did I do yesterday? I did a fire ritual. I did. I felt like I burnt my bra or my jock strap in 1960. It's very liberating. Alright. Okay. No, O man, ye should aim at perfection, for only thus can ye attain to the goal. Though ye should know that nothing is perfect, yet it should still be thy aim and thy goal. List ye now to my voice, and become greater than common man. Lift thine eyes upward, let light fill thy being. Be thou ever children of light. Only by effort shall ye grow upward to the plane where light is the all of the all. Be ye the master of all that surrounds thee. Never be mastered by the effects of thy life. Create then ever more perfect causes, and in time shalt thou be a son of the light. I'm completely blown away by these. I am almost done with the tablets, and I've got to read them again. I've got 99 more times. Free. Let thine soul soar ever upward, free from the bondage and fetters of night. Lift thine eyes to the sun and the sky space. For thee, let it be a symbol of life. Know that thou art the greater light, perfect in thine own sphere. When thou art free, look not ever into the blackness. Lift up thine eyes to the space above. Free, let thine light flame upward, and shalt thou be a child of the light. I don't know what it is about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, but I think that is incredibly, I don't know, I feel like one key has been just opened for me a bit, and it's just incredible. I did try to go into a certain door last night in the Haus of Ouija. No. Thoth was not having that, so I was not allowed to go into that. He told me I was not ready yet. What he did tell me, my little ritual I did yesterday, and people that seen it on Twitter, I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's hilarious, it's funny. I don't care if you don't like it or not, so. Thoth had called me into his chamber and told me to go and salt the earth. So, to seal it, to cleanse it, to transform it into something positive. And that's what I'll do. So, but today is going to be just all about, it's pretty chilly out. I thought it'd be a little bit nicer today, but it's actually very fucking cold. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm going to do my little ritual today. It's going to be fun. The Thoth oil, yes I did, I noticed. I shouldn't have said damn to the Thoth oil while I was actually shaking it, because, yeah. But Thoth, he's fine. I have spoken to him. So it's still got its very nice white milky color to it. There is the milkiness. Shake it up a little bit. Just all the good things of Thoth. Just how awesome he is and how amazing, and just how much knowledge he has, and he protects us and does all this stuff for us. It's incredible. So that will be ready soon. That'll be ready sooner than later. Sooner than later, my friends. So I'm just kind of thinking of Thoth and how amazing he is, and just all the good things that he brings, and incredible God. There we go. And it's starting to take on just a little bit of a darker color, so we have that going for us. So, alright guys, that was it for today. That was quite a long video. Yes, it is quite a long video. So everything's blogged already, so you don't have to worry about it. Everything's already blogged, so. and I have some ideas for some spring equinox oil that I will I might pop in live later tonight. Who knows? Who knows? And I will show you guys how I'm going to create the coconut oil. Always solidifies after it has been liquefied, so I have some ideas going on, and they're good ideas. So coconut oil, thoth, mint, spearmint, rose, myrrh and frankincense, and just all these wonderful smelling pine and just cedar, all these amazing smelling woods, just very aromatic. Think of that. Think of so. Alright guys. So I hope you guys like. Just let me know below. If you guys don't want to do this, you don't have to. I'm not pushing anything on anybody. So just let me know if you like. What you think of the video. If you like it, don't like it, I don't care. So I like it. That's all that matters. So, alright guys. Yes, again, everything's blogged, so just go ahead and go facebook.com/Ryan Occult Specialist. It's all there. And on Live Journal, Ouija Prints. I don't know if anybody's seen that link, but it's there, so it's definitely there. So, alright guys, I love you all very much, and I'm excited. So yeah, we got about a month to actually absorb all this and digest it, and digest this knowledge and turn it into wisdom. So, my nose itches. Damn it. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Alright guys, no, I'm gonna sneeze, so I love you all very much. Sorry. Very much. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. Actually, I might do my video for tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. So, my solstice lasts longer. Didn't start yesterday. Yesterday was just the book burning. It should be a thing. It should be a thing. I purged. It was great. So, alright guys, I'm gonna shut up. I love you all very much. There's something wrong with my brain, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with that. So if you agree that there's something wrong up here with me, give me a thumbs up. So I love you all very much, and I will see you guys in the Looney Tooney.